Welcome to the Road to Redemption podcast with your host, Cam Williamson. Each week, Cam sets out to shatter the labels and stigmas associated with mental health awareness by giving life lessons and raw overviews of events happening around the world.
Alrighty, tidy lefty loosies. We are back to the Road to Redemption podcast. I'm, as always, your grateful host, Cam Williamson. Do me a favor, get it out of the way. Hit the like button, watch it change colors. It's fun. If your subscribe button is still red, that's annoying. Hit it, turn it gray, get it out of the way. Hit the thumbs up button, which you already did. Hit the bell, tells you when I post things. You can choose all or personalized. Tells you what kind of content you want to see in the day. 19, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, defamation trial. Wow. Whitney Heard finally takes the stand. It was quick. Was anybody else shocked at why it was so fast? We think there was a play as to why that was the case. Johnny Depp's team kept the cross-ex short, or the redirect short, and going, hey, look, she didn't give much. The one piece she did give, crucial. The staircase incident. The incident where Amber claims Johnny punched Whitney, right? Or punched. Amber claims that it was when Johnny punched Whitney that then Amber punched Johnny. Whitney claims that it was when Johnny punched Amber that Amber punched Johnny. So they're lying. They can't, the sisters and everyone wanted to be very upset at people that were giving Whitney Heard some kudos for her being more believable than her sister. Well, that's not a fucking hard job, is it? To just tell the lie, at least like you believe it? Just do that much? Don't be so extra that it's impossible to believe. That's the only point Whitney Heard got. Is that when she spoke, she looked like every sister who had been raised up by a piece of garbage bigger sister that teaches you how to lie. Now, that was mean, sure. They went through an abusive upbringing. So their bond that they have, while toxic, is also very strong. And it's built on a sense of if your parents are abusing you as kids, which Whitney clarified, they both got abused, then what you do is you learn to read rooms, have a story, stick to that story, and tell it in a way that you're not going to bring on any unwanted tension towards you. When you grow up with abusive parents, you learn to do that very easily. So you know how to stick to your story and you stay in it, because if you deviate from it at all, there could be dire consequences. The problem is, and this is why cops separate people, this is why parents separate kids, it's hard to keep a story straight when someone starts to lie. Because if you both come up with a story, this is our story, and you change even a bit of it, this is why trials are so important, because you get somebody up on the stand and you ask them the same question 10 different ways. They may, if they're lying, tell it 10 different ways. And that's what we saw happen. Two sisters, the strongest bond we've seen Amber Heard have, and they can't even tell the right story. And why is that? That would be because most of what Whitney said was bullshit. And the fact that Johnny was the problem. Because there was a friend that was mentioned. I believe the name was Jennifer Howell, I think. And this was a friend of Whitney Heard's who Whitney went to live with after she claims Johnny got angry at her for leaking, allegedly, stories to the press. This is what she said in court, that she went and lived with them because Johnny was upset. And this was after, allegedly, seeing Johnny put his hands on Amber in the staircase and hearing of multiple occasions when he had done it, allegedly, per Amber. Still was trying to be what they call the marriage counselor, was her nickname in the relationship. Everybody had these cute fucking nicknames, which people often do when they pretend that they're a family. Guys, this is why I don't play that shit of calling people brothers and sisters and cousins. I did that for a really long time. I had people that I considered my cousins and shit. And guess what? Those people do that because they want to make you feel like you're a part of their family, because they've recognized that you don't have one. And they're going to use you and use that family label as a way to keep you tied in their bullshit. Well, we're cousins. We're brothers. We're sisters. We love each other. We're family. What the fuck? We're not family. I'm not kin to you, motherfucker. Right? And that's what it always comes out to be. Somebody that always claims they're your brother. Someone that claims they're your cousin. And we'll get into one of Johnny Depp's best friends. And they even said you guys called each other brothers, right? There's a famous video going around on the internet, and it's been going on forever. It's two guys sitting there during their arraignment for what I believe to be both narcotics charges. It's two dudes standing there, and the judge is reading off both their charges, and the one guy goes, wait, I'm the only one that got charged with narcotics? And he looks over to the other dude, and he goes, fuck. Because he just realized his brother ratted on him. The other guy didn't catch the narcotics charge, and that was a deal that he made to pin it all on the other dude. But all he had to do was pin it on him. He ratted. And guys, that's a problem when you see people that want to so quickly act like they're bonded together as family. This is why. You have real family, sisters, with a real bond. And I don't know if it's that Whitney wasn't willing to lie for Amber, or she's legitimately telling the truth of what happened, or at least what she believes happened. I don't think Johnny still ever struck anybody. I don't. I think Whitney Heard was another leech, as was Ayatollah, was Raquel Pennington, as was Raquel Pennington's friend that we heard from in some useless deposition that was just a snooze fest of all kinds. Like, Whitney Heard admitted that she called, Johnny called her sis. Again, all these cute little nicknames, Steve and Slim, nobody referring to themselves as who they really are. So what does that show you? Nobody is presenting themselves in a factual, genuine manner. We're brothers, we're sisters, we're cousins, we're Slim, we're Steve, we're sis, we're spirit animal, call each other by your names. Since you're so close, since you're like giving these pet names and stuff is not admiration. That's not love. It's just a way of feeling special in a moment. So again, you can miss me with all this brother, cousin, sister, brother, fuckers, whatever. Because again, and I don't even know the guy's name. We'll get to him now, and then we'll kind of go back. But we'll talk about Whitney Heard and this Jennifer Howell. This Jennifer Howell has got big stuff going on. Apparently, she feels she's being intimidated by someone on the Amber Heard side. Someone broke into her house and did a whole bunch of shit. And they're saying they're doing this in light of her testifying, or maybe possibly testifying in this case. I've heard some reports that certain three-letter agencies are looking into it. I don't know how credible I make that. I don't even know how credible this Jennifer Howell is. Again, one thing we saw with this Ayatollah and the Raquel Penningtons and the Whitney Heards and some of the other people that we've seen as of late, people that were willing to keep themselves around Amber Heard were not doing that because they like Amber Heard. They were doing it because they liked the benefits of what Johnny Depp's generosity brought to all of them, Whitney Heard fucking included. So again, her having her own penthouse just for being Amber Heard's fucking sister, and admitted Johnny Depp was wonderful, he was amazing, and then she herself cannot get the story that her sister is telling straight. Is that intentional? Or is it just because when Johnny Depp probably rightfully accused her of selling stories to the public, it's probably a mission she was sent on by her sister, she goes to live with Jennifer Howell and allegedly tells Jennifer Howell, the reason I'm leaving is because I can't deal with my fucking sister and her toxic shit anymore. There was a text message they showed in court, or at least threatened to show, Whitney admitted to it very quickly, that she joked with Johnny Depp that Johnny should beat Amber's ass for the way she treats people. And she goes, yes, I regretfully made that joke. So again, Whitney's, I saw typical, sister of I'm not gonna budge. I ain't budging. She kept making this face where she brought it. She did it sometimes when she was just reading, but it was usually a and that's a big sign of how does that fit with how do I answer? Whitney was very good. She didn't let herself get tricked by certain things. She'd be like, I don't think I like your clarification or your characterization of that. I don't think I would. And she said this a lot. It's not as nuanced as that. When they were asking, and this is where I truly did believe Whitney Heard, when she was going, their relationship wasn't that nuanced. You keep saying, like, yes, I was willing to help them fix their relationship even after I had heard allegedly that he put his hands on her. I don't think that actually happened, but I think she put herself in that scenario and the way that their family was brought up and what they are used to dealing with, I think she goes, well, yeah, I would still see that as a situation where if my sister wanted to be with this guy, I'm not going to, and I can't force her to not be with him. So I'm going to do everything I can as a sister. And again, whether you agree with that or not, Whitney is allowed to be who she is. And if she believes that the best way to support her sister is to let her live her life the way she sees fit, that's not for us to decide. We can say you're not really supporting her by letting her stay with someone you believe is, it's not our call to make. I hope none of you are ever in that position where you have to make those decisions as to whether or not you would be willing to cut off your own sister. If you found out that she was in an abusive relationship and chose not to leave it, would you be willing to cut them off and lay in bed every night worrying what could be happening to them just because they're not willing to walk away, even though you don't know why? Now, again, I'm kind of painting this insane narrative that doesn't apply to this situation at all, but I'm asking you guys to stay well-rounded and unbiased because that's what we want to do. While I still fully believe Johnny Depp is winning, he deserves to be winning. I believe Amber Heard is a liar, and most of the shit that we've heard from her side is completely fabricated or false completely. But I'm saying you got to be able to see everything for exactly what it is, right? All right, let's move on from that. Raquel's friend was fucking useless. She was just another leech that happened to be around them as friends and benefited quite often from the parties that would happen. Johnny Depp's best friend, this guy was genuinely hurt. I was a little concerned when they started off saying you were in a band with Johnny. You guys stopped being friends 4 years ago. And I think his deposition was in like 2019. So I'm going, ooh, shit, we got a former person that is not friends with Johnny now. So after what I said yesterday, everyone who associated with him before, they still want to be. I was like, uh-oh, we got a live one. We got one that chose not to be friends. What happened? This guy didn't say a fucking thing bad about Johnny. Yes, he did drugs, especially when he was younger. He chilled out a little when he was older, but he wished he would chill out more because of his age, and he was a little worried about it. But he even said he never saw Johnny hit anybody, never saw Johnny hurt anybody. And he actually said he doesn't know why they stopped being friends, other than there was a deposition that he was involved in, another case where Johnny was, I believe, suing his attorney. And the guy mentioned about Johnny's drug use. And Johnny, as a friend, saw that as a stab in the back and chose, I don't want friends like that. Let's talk about this, shall we? From someone who's been around those round tables and passed the old puff around and snorted the old snoot with your buddies and shit, here's the understanding that everyone walks into those debaucherous type situations in. If you're in this room, you're agreeing to keep your fucking mouth closed. Why are you agreeing to do that? We're doing illegal drugs. We're doing drugs that are illegal. Therefore, we all know this is illegal. Huh? So things like being honest around police, lawyers, and courts is something that we've all chosen to override, yeah? Okay. So this guy is now going, we were friends, he used drugs, sure. The guy I don't think he admitted to using drugs. He said he saw Johnny use them a few times. And then you spoke about that drug use. And about him doing it with Marilyn Manson and him doing it with a few other people. Well, that's why Johnny's pissed at you. Because he trusted you, whether smart or not. He trusted you enough to do something that he knew he wasn't supposed to be doing. But he felt comfortable enough with the friends that he was around to do this thing. And he trusted you with that. So again, are you right for telling that in court? Yes, you told the truth. You didn't lie under oath. That's good. You should do that. But as a person who lives by a certain drug code, there is a drug code that exists. It's like if you are a willing participant, you then cannot go and talk shit about those that are participating as well. Or even really admit that you saw that. If you are equally as guilty, and that's where the lines start to get blurry. If you're a person who's standing in the corner of a room while a bunch of people are doing drugs and you're just not a drug person, find other rooms to be in. Then you won't find yourself in court where you might put your foot in your mouth or up your best friend's ass. Just because you had to be honest. We like the stories that I give off in these shows, apparently, so here's one for you. Where I did have to testify to a criminal, a military investigation, UCMJ court-martial action that was going down, not against me, but somebody that I was in direct command with. They were being investigated for fraternization and being around people that they shouldn't due to their rank and their marital status. They were married and had a rank that they should not have been messing with the alleged person and their rank that they were messing with outside of them being married. Now, did I know of a person to boast about certain happenings? Yeah, I did. Daily. And it was joked about and he was roasted for it quite a bit. Did I ever see anything physically? No. Do I know anything? No. I know what I was told, but that's hearsay. So, have I ever been put in a position where I was asked to go and say what you know? No one's going to ask you what you've heard, what you joked about. Say what you know. And I had to sit in a room for a couple hours and go, do you know that this person claimed or spent snuggly time with this person? No, I don't know that they did that. So if they disappeared together alone behind a door for multiple hours and then emerged hours later, you wouldn't, I'm not here to imply what anyone would do. They could have been talking, I don't know. And play that game where it's like, do you know what happened? Sure, you know what happened. Are you willing to stand there and put someone's ass on the line over something you can't prove? No, and you're not required to. So you can plead the fifth, and you can, we see this, we saw it a lot in the Rittenhouse trial, we see it a lot in this trial. I don't recall. I don't recall is the same way of saying, I'm not telling you shit. It's another way of saying, I plead the fifth, which is all Johnny Depp's current attorney did. That was the last witness I saw. That one was completely fucking useless. Why they played that for the jury was only to show that Elaine and them keep trying to ask ridiculous questions that are borderline illegal. We all know client-lawyer confidentiality. You can't break that. He's not allowed to say shit, so why the fuck did they bring him as a witness? It makes no sense to me, right? But back to Johnny Depp's buddy. He's acting like, well, I don't know why Johnny stopped being friends with me. Buddy, you broke the code, right? You wanted to live the rock and roll lifestyle. He was sitting there vaping during his deposition, so I don't know if he smokes weed or what. He probably did more drugs than he implied to. He seemed to be a little kind of burnout guy. But my guy, especially when I'm sure Johnny was very generous to you as well and probably provided you with any drug, whether you wanted it or not, or a good time, a booze, whatever. For you to go, and remember, my guy, your deposition is being played during her case in chief. So let's not get this fucked up here. He has reason to be angry with you. He claims that he tried to help Johnny a few times get sober, and even his clarification of that and his happenings in it were kind of weak. And then he even said, he was like, I really, I miss Johnny. I wish it wouldn't have gone down like that. I don't know why he's so angry with me. And I think a lot of his deposition was almost an attempt at redemption with Johnny, to go like, I don't know anything, man. I don't know anything other than what I've already said. And you got that feeling like he was like, I already put my foot in my mouth enough. I don't want to make anything worse, man. I miss my friend. It was kind of the vibe I got from that one. So that one was kind of sad to see, to be very honest. He had an old agent. I don't even remember her name. She was another leech, and she was resentful. She claimed that she was Johnny Depp's agent for most of his career up until like the last 5 years or whatever. And yeah, she was super resentful. She acted like Johnny was completely created by her. She gave him one piece of credit where she goes, he's a flawless talent. But she then goes, well, my talents are equally matched to place him and read the scripts that best fit him. So she took credit for all his success and doesn't want to play any responsibility for why he dropped her, when he found out that he had just gotten like $650 million stolen from his business manager. He believed she was a part of it, and one of his other attorneys was all stealing money from him all at a time while his spouse is using him and treating him like shit. Everybody that's living in all of his penthouses are using him and treating him like shit and being corroborated to essentially tear down this man's empire. And it's happening while he's asleep and, you know, dealing with drug addictions and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I could definitely relate to just burn the boat, fuck everybody. I'm not associating with anybody. Fuck all y'all. Especially if I just realized I'm losing all my money. They went in and claimed that Johnny Depp said he went to her and said she should just give him $20 million because of all the money he's made her. Well, I didn't hear any other famous fucking clients you're talking about. Not saying you don't have any, but I don't think many of your clients are Captain Jack fucking Sparrow. So even if he did find out that he just got stolen from $650 million, which would imply he had way more than that, which would imply he's made you so much fucking money, maybe going to you and saying, hey, could you loan me $20 million to get me out of this situation? She said she got him a $5 million loan through the U.S. Bank or whatever fucking bank it was. Bank of America, I think. So you got him a $5 million loan. So, okay, apparently asking for these types of ways of help wasn't out of the scope of reality for you guys when you're dealing in these big numbers. And again, you're just seeing somebody else that was mad that their pension got cut off. The Johnny Depp pension ran dry on her, and she got pissed. The business manager, I thought he was resentful. I thought he was another leech that was just there. And again, what happened, I think you saw a lot of people that were being entrusted as business professionals from a young guy who's not business savvy. He's a creative, so he doesn't want to deal with the comings and goings of money. He wants to spend it and live his life and be creative and kind of burn out instead of fade away, right? R.I.P. Kurt Cobain. So he's not paying attention to how much he's spending on wine and weed and coke and MDMA and hotels and penthouses, and he's buying real estate because he's told it's investments, but then he's buying some because he just wants that fucking house so bad, and he's got all this extravagant stuff and lifestyles and staff and all these things. Okay, he's not, nor should he be, expected to keep track of all that. That's why you hire business management companies to do that for you. So if your taxes aren't getting paid, if your income is not able to sustain the lifestyle you live, well, your business manager is responsible for telling you those things. They're claiming they did, and they had multiple conversations about how everything was going awry. Well, you still got paid. You only had a problem with Johnny Depp after he canned your ass when he realized that, again, $650 million went missing, and every time he tried to find it, it goes down this funnel of the same three people that are responsible for his fucking money. And again, now all of a sudden, you were loyal to him for 30-some years. You guys had no problem saying that when he was doing well in his career. But now that you get no money from any of this, now all of a sudden, you're on Amber Heard's case in chief. I find that interesting. I wanted to go through this, right? So we're going to talk about the movies that he made while he was with Amber Heard. This is just while he was with Amber. Because this was something I found interesting. The business manager and the agent said that his career took a serious down spiral they noticed in his character around 2013 when he made what movie? The Rum Diary. So when he met Amber Heard, his entire life seemingly started going downhill. While they were together, Johnny Depp made The Rum Diaries, Life's Too Short, and 21 Jump Street. Okay? Am I right on that one? And then right previous to, so, I'm sorry, no. Yes, that is the movies that he was in. I honestly don't know. So, Dark Shadows, Lone Ranger, Lucky Them, Transedica, Tusk, Into the Woods, Mordecai, Black Mask, Yoga, Hussies. He made a movie where he portrayed Donald Trump. Alice in Wonderland 2, Fantastic Beasts, Adam Waldman, Oh, no, I'm sorry. Adam Waldman was his lawyer. So The Fantastic Beasts was the last one. So those are all movies he made while he was with Amber Heard. And they claim that his career was in a decline. Even though it was only after Amber Heard, which we had Black Mass was in there. There was a few other bigger movies that happened. He's still employable. It's not until these op-eds come out that everyone wants to talk about the rough and dark side of Johnny Depp. So, again, we talked about Alan Waldman, his lawyer, who is also responsible for some comments getting out about Amber Heard. Just this whole thing's a hoax. And that's part of the reason, it's the reason she's filing a counterclaim for defamation, saying that his lawyer defamed her by calling this whole thing a hoax in the middle of such a public trial. On trial, he said nothing. He wasn't allowed to. It's Johnny Depp's current attorney. He's got client, lawyer confidentiality, and they're not going to get shit from him. Guys, this case is over. There's no court tomorrow. Fridays, they don't do court. We're going to come back Monday. We might get a few more witnesses, but every single witness we've seen has been completely useless. We've got 2 resentful ex-loyal employees that were employees of his for years. Agent, business manager. Got Amber Heard's sister, who, again, nobody liked the fact that she was actually relatively believable. It doesn't mean you have to believe what she's saying. It just means you believe that she believes it at least. Or she's willing to stand there like she believes it. Amber Heard didn't have that kind of confidence. That's the thing. And that was one thing that I wanted to mention during cross-examination, why everything was so fiery between her and Camille Vasquez. Well, Camille Vasquez is the epitome of everything Amber Heard claims that she is. Camille Vasquez is a talented, educated, good-looking, professional woman who's standing there owning the space she's in. That's all Amber Heard's ever wanted to do. So that fiery exchange, that was a cat fight you saw there. And again, I think that's one that Whitney is used to, and I don't think Whitney has the confidence because her big sister has just beaten her to the ground so many times. I saw a lot of defeated, posturing by Whitney Heard, where you could tell she was like, dude, if I don't do this, y'all know what my life's about to be like? Like, y'all see what this is? There's reports all over the place that she's gotten her hands put on her by her sister and stuff like that. I'm not going to say those because I don't know. But I know that there's allegations out there. There's stories out there that her own sister has put out. So it's like, this case is over. We're going to get to the closing arguments next week. I think next Friday is the Friday that they will have stuff because they're going to do closing arguments. But they told the jury this is going to be done by Memorial Day. I think Amber Heard lost. Let me know what you guys think. I love you so much. We'll see you on Monday.